Hey glam dolls, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a minute since I posted content on here, but I'm finally back and hopefully I'm able to stay consistent and continue to post content weekly for you guys. Jumping straight into the video, I'm using this Model 1's white acrylic powder. For some reason it was very chalky, but I still managed to work with it. I don't know if it's because of the heat, because it's currently extremely hot in Florida. And what I do when I'm practicing, because I practice in my room, I usually open my bedroom windows to let some of that chemical leave while I'm working. Today's practice design is going to be a simple yet classic ombre design, and I decided to add a little bit more to it by including a smile line with it, and at the end I wanted to be a little bit more extra and I added some flower decals to it. The reason why I haven't been posting a lot or even practicing without the camera is because I've been super busy with school and work, and also because I've been really unmotivated. And I know that's not something people like to come on here and talk about, because I know that we're currently in a state or like a generation where everything is about hustle culture, and everywhere you turn it's somebody being a motivational speaker telling you have to get up and grind, which is okay, but I feel like that doesn't work for me, especially when I'm in a place where it's hard for me to work and somebody's like on my back telling me, oh, you gotta do this, you gotta do this. I feel like it makes me feel even worse knowing that I'm not like working to my full potential, and somebody is reminding me that I have this potential and I'm not pushing myself towards what I want. What I realized when it comes to my craft or anything that I do is that I need to actually enjoy doing it and want to do it, and not just doing it because I have to, or because I need this for my future. And this goes for work, for school, and for my craft, because I love doing nails. I love doing art. I used to do art all the time, but it came to a point where I just felt unsatisfied doing it, and I just had to stop. And I feel like that goes for a lot of people, but people nowadays are too afraid to truly express themselves and be like, "Oh, right now I just don't feel like doing this," because we've been told over and over again that consistency is key. And one thing I've had to come to terms with is that consistency can look different for everybody. And for some people, it just means not giving up. I was having this exact conversation with my fiance, basically telling him how unmotivated I was feeling. And sidetracking from what I'm talking about, but one thing that's really important in life is having somebody that is there to validate your feelings. Not always, because sometimes we just need to wake up. But one thing that he said to me is that sometimes we just need to take a break. And I realized that what he's saying is honestly just common sense, because sometimes we need to just step back from the canvas and look at our work and look at how far we've come. Because if we're always practicing, trying, doing this, doing that, we'll never really get to see how far we've come, because we're just always in this cycle of trying to be better, 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 better all the time, and not appreciating where we've come from. And I know somebody's going to be out there watching my video and they're going to be like, oh, she's just talking her ass off. But really and truly, what I'm saying makes sense. And another thing is kind of like hard, and it feels like you're failing when you see all the people around you, like people that started like at the same time as you, and people that started after you making so much progress when you're in that state where you don't feel like doing anything. And I know it feels like you're way behind, but you're not. You're just moving at your own pace. Everybody moves at their own pace. Maybe these girls have a different goal than you, and that's okay. But it's okay to understand that, even if somebody started at the same position as you, we're not always going to make it to the finish line at the same time. But as long as we all make it to that line, that is good enough. And even if, you don't make it to that line and you give up on this idea, that's not the end of the world. You just got to keep pushing, and that's what I try to remind myself. And I know when I was filming this video, I wanted to talk about something, but I didn't know what I wanted to talk about. And I can't really give y'all a tutorial on what I'm doing because I'm not a nail professional yet. And I know there's probably going to be like nail techs out there watching this video, and they're going to be like, look at how the cuticles are flooded or something. So I don't want to, act like I know what I'm talking about. So I decided to, make a video talking to the beginner nail techs out there, because we're the ones that need the love and the support, because the nail industry, as like the cosmetology industry, is very challenging and competitive, and a lot of times you don't receive the support from others, and you just have to find your community. Because some people act like, all right, at the beginning they're like all supportive, but when they get to that point, they like forget everybody, and they're like, okay, I don't need a community anymore because, well, I have my clients. But we always have to be there for each other, because only we know how it feels to do these type of crafts, because your clients are always going to try to minimize your work. That's something that I've seen a lot on social media. And there was a whole debate the other day with nails being the cheapest service you can receive, even though it lasts the longest. But I wouldn't like to get into that debate. I was debating with people on social media, but I'm so over it right now, because we need to come together and work as a community. And I'm not just saying this because it's my craft, but I still feel like nail techs deserve more respect within the industry, because show me one service besides nails that costs your health. Like, you're inhaling all these chemicals daily. And another thing, to my beginner nail techs, make sure that you're protecting yourself when doing nails. Not a lot of people promote this, but make sure you're wearing your gloves. Don't be pushing acrylic back with your nails. I recently bought these safety glasses from Amazon because I don't have like a dust collector yet, which I'm planning to get one. But make sure you're wearing your glasses, because you do not want that dust to get into your eyes and mess up your eyes, okay? Like, make sure you're wearing your mask, because you don't want to inhale anything. I mean, you're still gonna inhale it, because if you're like a real hustler, you want to do this 3 clients or 4 clients or more than that a day, and you need to make sure that you're protected, because at the end of the day, these people are gonna go home with their nice nail design, and you're potentially getting cancer from just one set. So just make sure you're safe, and make sure you're charging your worth when you get to that place. Now, for me, I only have myself to practice on. I used to practice on my sister, thank you to her, but she's no longer here. Well, she's still on earth, not that type of no longer here, but she went back to our home country, and I don't have anybody to practice on. So it's just me practicing on myself, and it's kind of not the same as practicing on another person. So I try to sometimes practice on my fiance, which is like, people are gonna, why are you practicing on a man? But he lets me do that, and I really appreciate the support. Like, he's been supporting me since I decided to take nails seriously, and I really appreciate that. And like I said, it's not the same as having somebody to practice on. Like, you don't know how to hold the hand properly. So yeah, and I feel like that's one of the things that's holding me back. And also, I live with my parents, so they're always complaining about the monomer smell. So like, I try to do nails when they're not around. And I know a lot of people relate to this because I see a lot of people making like these funny posts about it, but to a point, like we all know that it's not funny because that's holding us back is we're worried about them smelling it and all this type of stuff and how long we're taking to do a set. And it's just a whole lot of setbacks. It might seem like it's minor, but it all adds up. And I am here to let you know that how you're feeling is valid, and just take your time. It's okay to take your time, not to rush. Everything will fall into perspective. And I'm looking at the set right now, and I don't know if it's just me, but it's given very much bridal nails. And I love how it turned out. And that's what I'm talking about because I haven't done nails in a very long time. And to see how this nail design came together, I'm just proud of myself. So, yeah, just keep doing what you do. And even if you decide to take a break, when you come back, your work might be better than before. And to make the nails pop a little bit more, I decided to add a little bit of flower charms. And for the charms, I am using Macart rhinestone glue, which is the best glue you could find on the market right now. We're almost to the end of the video, so once again, thank you guys for watching and thank you for the continuous support. If you have any advice you would like to share, please be sure to leave them in the comments, whether you're a beginner or a professional nail tech. Share whatever you're feeling. This is a safe space for everybody, no matter where you are in your journey. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure to subscribe and like this video. Bye.